What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So my office is kind of in shambles right now. I've had a cold. You can probably hear it in my voice. I got a brand new camera. I'm waiting on a M1 Mac Mini and a new monitor. The Mac Mini actually arrived. The new monitor has not. I know you've probably seen some of my computer performance issues in tutorials. Those are going to be all fixed up with this new setup. Of course, I've got the Canon R6 that I'm shooting with now, and I tether it right into the computer, which is phenomenal because I can control the entire camera and recording experience from the computer. I don't have to move cards around and all this other nonsense. So I'm able to record for you guys easier, get videos out faster, makes my life easier. There won't be lag in the computer, hopefully. So just wanted to give you a little update on that, and wanted to also, thank everybody for the tremendous response to the launch of the Digital Ambition Inner Circle. 200 plus members, guys. 200 plus. I think we're at like 208 or 210 or something like that right now. So absolutely blown away by that. If you haven't joined the Inner Circle yet, link is down below. Just posted an Oxygen Templates Demystified training, or at least the first part in that training series. And there's some other great stuff in there. Already a premium SEO tutorial, already a premium pricing tutorial. So definitely click the link below. Check that out if you haven't already. That's it. Let's get into it. I'm making this video by popular demand. A lot of people have been saying, Kevin, we want to see your plugin stack. Like, what are the plugins you install on every single website? Show us the goods. So we're going to hop into the dashboard right now. We're going to go one by one. We're going to take a look at all of the plugins that I install by default on every single website. All right, guys, this is my plugin panel inside of WordPress. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to work my way down. I'll show you kind of the behind the scenes of why I really like some of these plugins. Some of them are very straightforward, obviously, but some of them might need a little bit more explanation. And some of the pro ones you probably have never seen before if you don't own it. So I'll give you a little look inside of it, so to speak. So Advanced Custom Fields Pro, 99% of the sites that we build are going to have custom post types, and 99% of those custom post types are going to have advanced custom fields attached to them. So we currently use Advanced Custom Fields Pro as our standard. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. However, I will say this, I also own Metabox.io. And Metabox.io, I feel like, is very, very promising, and I'm really excited to see how their native Oxygen integration ends up working. If it's very smooth, I can actually see myself switching to Metabox.io down the road. It's all going to depend, honestly, on this native Oxygen integration that's coming. Because Metabox.io is all self-contained. Advanced Custom Fields is more piecemeal. Like, I need the custom post type UI plugin in order to create the custom post types. With Metabox, you can create post types through the Metabox plugin. Bidirectional relationships, I need another plugin for that with Advanced Custom Fields. But with Metabox, it's all built in. So there's definitely some pluses to Metabox.io over Advanced Custom Fields. But at the same time, the Oxygen integration isn't there. So I'm not currently using Metabox.io on any client sites. Next is code snippets. So Oxygen does not have a functions.php file. If you need to add snippets to a functions that, like what would be a functions.php file, you can add this code snippets plugin. The one that I have by default is register custom image sizes. I have a whole tutorial on custom image sizes and source set with Oxygen. Highly recommend you go watch that if you haven't. But I love this plugin because, number one, it's free. And number two is it organizes everything, and you can come in here and turn on and off certain things, and it protects your site from crashing. Like, you put some erroneous code in, it's not going to blow up your entire site. So that's a really fantastic plugin. I know there's some alternatives. I know there's a paid alternative. I get by just fine with this free plugin called Code Snippets. All right. Next one on the list, Custom Post Type UI. We've already gone through this. This is a free plugin. So where Advanced Custom Fields Pro is a paid plugin, Custom Post Types UI is a free plugin. So if you want to get started with creating and using custom post types, even with advanced custom fields, you can create custom post types with advanced custom fields 100% free. The pro version of advanced custom fields adds certain things. One of those really useful things is image galleries. But if you just want to get started for free, you can get Custom Post Type UI, start making your custom post types, and Advanced Custom Fields has a basic version for free that you can add some basic fields to. Next is Flying Press. You'll notice this is deactivated. So let me explain this. A Flying Press is the best optimization plugin I found for WordPress. If you're trying to pass Core Web Vitals, if you're trying to get, all greens, if you're trying to get 90 plus page speed scores on mobile and desktop, all that good stuff, Flying Press is the best I have found, hands down. The problem is it is a premium plugin and there's no unlimited, like you have to pay for the number of sites you want to use it on. And as far as I know, there is no unlimited version whatsoever. So I install it on every website, but whether I activate it or not comes down to whether two things. Number one is, well, it's really one thing, is the client paying for an optimization package. Like I have an add-on for optimization. Now, I'll optimize as much as I possibly can, but let's be honest, like passing on mobile on page speed scores, especially if you're trying to pass for Core Web Vitals, is like it takes third-party script deferment. It takes a lot of advanced techniques. We're not going to do all of that extra work and put in this plugin that has limited licenses for free. So we're only doing that for clients who are going to pay for that level of service on their website. So this is going to get installed, but whether it gets activated or not really depends on whether the client is paying for that package, if that makes sense. All right. I will show you the panel real quick. So settings, or actually I think it has its own. Oh, well, hey, Kevin, you may want to activate the plugin before you try to go to the settings panel for it. All right. Flying Press. Cool. So it's a really great looking plugin. It's very easy to use. You can literally go tab by tab by tab, generate critical and use CSS. It's got minification. It's got lazy rendering. It's got JavaScript deferment. It's got preloading of links, minifying the JavaScript, load scripts on user interaction. You can go down and do manual scripts adding there. It's got font optimization. It's got image optimizations, lazy loading, adding width and height attributes for you, preloading critical CSS. It's got iframe optimizations. It's got its own CDN, which I've heard is very good. I don't personally use it, but I have heard it's very good. It's got database cleaners. It's a really, really fantastic plugin. I'm not an affiliate. I don't even think they have an affiliate program. So I'm just, this is just honest feedback and just telling you the truth about what I use and what I don't use. Next is Happy Files Pro. This is a phenomenal plugin for a few different reasons. Some that you might not even know of right off the bat. Well, let's get into the main thing. So if I go to the media gallery is one of the worst parts of WordPress in my opinion. It's completely just out of control. But Happy Files brings order to the chaos where you have, the ability to create these folders. There's a few different plugins that do this. Happy Files does it really, really well. You can drag and drop stuff. Things can exist in more than one folder, which in certain use cases is really cool. But what's very powerful is every single folder can actually be queryable inside of Oxygen. So if I have a gallery of images, I can just say, hey, I want all the images in this folder on this page right here and put them in a gallery. And you don't have to add anything else. It does it right out of the box. So that's very cool. I've used that numerous times on client sites. I'll also show you. So let's see, where did it go? Happy Files right here. If I scroll to the bottom, enable SVG upload, preview, and sanitation. So I used to have a separate plugin that allowed me to upload SVG files because I use SVGs all the time. And I recognize that Happy Files actually has that feature. So you turn this checkbox on, you hit Save Changes, you can get rid of all your other SVG plugins if you have them, and you're rocking and rolling with SVGs. Lastly, that same level of organization that Happy Files brings to the media gallery, you can also bring to posts and pages and your Oxygen templates and your Oxygen blocks. So you can put all of those things in organized folders if you want to. Very, very cool. All right, let's go back. Next one is Header Footer Code Manager. So that's this one right here, HFCM Why don't I just stick myself in the corner for the rest of the video? How about that? All right, so header footer code manager allows you to add, let's say you wanted to add the Facebook pixel to a client site, or you wanted to add Google Tag Manager code. That's all going to be done through HFCM. And I love it because it kind of organizes everything the same way that the code snippets plugin does. So we'll do a test snippet, and it'll be just blank for now. We'll say site-wide, so you can actually do it on specific posts, specific pages, categories, post types, tags, latest post, shortcode only. You can exclude pages, you can exclude posts, you can choose between the header and the footer. You can even choose whether to fire this on a specific device, and then you can turn it on and off. And it's going to give you the same kind of panel. So if we go to HFCM, where you see them all in a list. So it's nice and organized. Every snippet has a name. You can turn them on and off from here. So it's a free plugin. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I use it on every site, obviously. That's why we're doing this. All right. Okay, what are we doing? Where are we? Hydrogen Pack. Man, Hydrogen Pack, absolutely phenomenal. Copy, paste, keyboard shortcuts. I use it all the time. Let me go into... I don't even know where the settings are. Here we go. Because it's like you set it and forget it. But like, look at all this stuff that you can do. Like right-click menus. It's just... really, and it also helps you with the structure panel in Oxygen, which can be a little bit problematic. They've done a better job in Oxygen 3.8 with that, but if you have Hydrogen Pack, you already probably weren't really having problems because Hydrogen Pack fixed that issue with like drag and drop and all that good stuff. All right, but look, this plugin, yeah, it's a paid plugin, but it's like $20. It's like $30, something like that. I don't even know the price, but it's very low. Let's say that. I'm not going to give you the exact details because I don't know. All right, let's move on. So Oxy Extras, critical. We're going to go to the settings panel so you can see this. It basically adds a lot of, really important functionality to websites that I use all the time. I'm not going to go over all of these, but I will highlight this one as an example, Carousel Builder. I use this so often, and the reason I use it is because it works with repeaters. So you can turn any repeater into a carousel. Very, very, very powerful. And they've done just an absolutely fantastic job with how this plugin is created on the back end to make things nice and easy for creating carousels. Content Switcher, I use that. I don't use Fluent Forms anymore, so that's turned off. But if you do use Fluent Forms, you can actually style them inside the Oxygen Builder using Oxy Extras. Very powerful. Hotspots, popovers, really powerful. Lightbox, I use this one all the time. So this lightbox can be used with repeaters to query custom fields from ACF and custom post types, right? So one of the use cases I use it for all the time is team member bios. So I'll create a grid with all the company's team inside of it. So that's their headshot, their name, their title. When you click on the card, it actually, instead of taking you to a bio page separately, it just has a lightbox that comes up. And all the information in the lightbox is pulled from that custom post type, from that custom post, that person, right? So all their advanced custom fields on the back end populates into the lightbox. Very, very powerful. You can't do that with Oxygen's native modal. All right, off canvas, that is somewhat useful. I don't use it all the time, but it is well executed inside this plugin. Pro Accordion, I use that a lot. Pro Media Player is very helpful. Read More, Read Less, I use that all the time. And Toggle Switch, I use that all the time. Table of Contents I used to use, but now it's actually done. I'm telling the truth, okay? It's done better inside of Oxygen natively now if you have that, I forgot what package it's called, the top tier package that includes all the new modules and stuff. So that's it. That's that. Let's move on. All right, plugins. Wow, thanks. Just move the page on me. Okay. All right, let's go down to Oxygen, obviously. Oxy Ninja. You've seen my videos on Oxy Ninja. I don't really use the layout packs, but I do absolutely abuse the core utility class system. And I say abuse because I heavily modify it, but I do use Oxy Ninja a lot. I really like it. I actually was given Oxymade by the creators of Oxymade, just full disclosure. I haven't gotten to play around with it yet, but I am going to do a comparison. We're going to do, raise your hand, hit the like button if you want to see an Oxy Ninja versus Oxymade review video. I can make that happen. All right. If you guys want to see that, let me know down below. All right. Rank Math SEO, Rank Math SEO Pro. Rank Math SEO, I believe, is the #1 SEO plugin for WordPress. The Pro version opens the door to multi-location SEO. I have a lot of multi-location clients. It also opens the door to custom schema templates. That's really important as well. So phenomenal all-around plugin, great user experience, great UI, all that good stuff, very easy to use. So I highly recommend Rank Math. Short Pixel Image Optimizer, another is, there's a lot of these plugins for image optimization. Short Pixel has a ton of features. Let me see if we can go in and activate it and check out the settings panel here. So where is, is it under settings? Short Pixel, there we go. All right, I didn't know if it created its own or if it was under settings. So you can, one thing very important, you can automatically resize images. So if clients are going to be uploading images, this is a definite thing that you're going to want, because clients invariably, they'll throw like a 5,000 pixel image in there and try to throw it in a blog post. And it's like, hey, hang on, might not want to do that. So Short Pixel takes that file and automatically resizes it down to the max of 1900 pixels wide. You can set this max at whatever you want. It's also going to optimize it for web when that happens. It's also going to create WebP versions of those images automatically. So if we go to advanced, you see automatically convert PNG images to JPEG if possible, adjust your image colors, also create WebP versions if you want, also create AVIF versions if you want. I think AVIF is going to be the eventual standard in this. I really hope it is, but we'll see. But this plugin takes care of both. All right. And then, there's just setting after setting after setting after setting. And it's, very cheap. Like, there's a free version, first of all, but if you're going to be running a lot of images through it, you're going to need to pay for a subscription. And it's like $4.99 a month, like $4.99 a month, $9 a month, something in that area. All right, let's go back to plugins. And let's take a look at WP Grid Builder and the Oxygen, native Oxygen. This is, I would say, in my top 3, guys. And it's not for what you would think it would be for. So if I go to Grid Builders and I show you the cards, right? These are all the cards that are like pre-done. And so you can create, any type of grid, really. With WP Grid Builder, but I don't create grids with WP Grid Builder. I create grids on my own with the repeater inside of Oxygen. So why in the world do I say that this is in my top 3 for this right here? You see this word, facets? I know there's a bunch of facet plugins out there. I'm telling you right now, WP Grid Builder's facets are second to none. The ability to create custom facets, so I can go to behavior and I can decide what all these facets, how they're going to behave, what they're going to do, what they're going to query, how they're going to work, what taxonomies they're going to work with, which custom post types they're going to work with. Guys, it gets down to the level of Google Maps API integration. You put a search box in, it's got a little geolocation icon in it. Person clicks the geolocation icon, it finds them based on their IP address, and then it shows them where they are on the Google map that's on the same page. This is the level of functionality that you get with just clicks. I'm talking like you don't have to write any code. You don't have to do anything really extensive. On the back end, you don't have to know much of anything to make these facets work. And then the native Oxygen integration makes these work seamlessly with repeaters. So you can use these facets to interact with repeaters with a simple dropdown. You configure your repeater, you build your repeater, you throw a facet next to it, and in the facet settings, you tell it, I want it to interact with this repeater. And that's it. It's done. It interacts flawlessly with that repeater. So if you want to get rid of it also does what Oxygen should do natively. So for example, if I'm using a facet like a load more, Ajax load more on like a blog post grid. So you see 6 blog posts and you see a button that says load more. Click the button, it loads 6 more, right? You've seen that before. You can easily do that with WP Grid Builder. And when I add the facet, and then I go back to the repeater, there's an option that says hide pagination. The option that Oxygen doesn't even have for Oxygen's own repeater and pagination. So WP Grid Builder is hands down, one of the best plugins in general that I've ever used. So if that, and I'm not an affiliate, I don't think you can be an affiliate for WP. I'm just telling you straight up,
like zero compensation. It's one of the best plugins that I've used. Okay. Last but not least, WS Form Pro. This is what I believe the number one forms plugin for WordPress. It has great integrations. It has integrations that most other forms plugins don't have. In fact, I'll tell you the story. That's how I found WS Form. I had a client, a $60 million a year client. They don't pay me $60 million a year. They make about $60 million a year. And, the project for them was about $125,000 project. They use enterprise level software. They use Salesforce. And, not a lot of form plugins for WordPress integrate with Salesforce. And I'm not talking about like integration through Zapier. I'm talking about native Salesforce integration, native HubSpot integration. You start doing work for bigger clients, they're going to be using enterprise level software. And so these little form systems that integrate with Zapier and all that, like straight up, you walk into a boardroom and you're like, guys, you got to use Zapier. Like they're going to look at you sideways, right? They want native integrations. If they're going to doing anything with you, they want native integrations. So I did a search. I was like, all right, well, this is the first client I've had that uses Salesforce. I don't recommend Salesforce. I don't like Salesforce, but you gotta work with what you got. So I went and I Googled Salesforce, WordPress forms. I can't remember exactly what I typed in, but WS Form came up because they have a Salesforce integration. They have a HubSpot integration. So I gave it a shot, started using the plugin. The native integration worked absolutely flawlessly, and the plugin in general worked flawlessly. And I started to realize this has a lot more functionality than almost any plugin that I've ever used. And it makes it really easy. And this, I should really just keep using this more. And I did. And now it's what we use on all of our sites. And so I highly, highly, highly recommend WS Form Pro. All right, guys, that concludes this. That is my plugin stack that gets installed on every single website. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Happy to answer. And I want to do this. If you have a plugin, don't give me your whole stack. I don't want your whole stack. But if you have a plugin that you really think I should take a look at, that I would probably be really valuable added to my stack. And by the way, I protect my stack. Like I try to keep this, this ain't a 30 plugin stack, right? So it's got to be good. But if you think I'm missing something from this stack, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'll test it out. I'll see what we get. Maybe I'll do a review video on it. All right. But that's it. You guys have a good Father's Day. That's coming up next this weekend. But that's it from me. Peace.